This is breaking news from the Las Vegas Review-Journal, sponsored by Michael Gaughan's South Point Hotel, Casino, and Spa.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Renee Summerhour with the Las Vegas Review-Journal. Today, the Clark County School District and Regional Transportation Commission of Southern Nevada are set to announce a new partnership to support the school district during school bus driver shortages that they've been having. The initiative is called Ride On and allows students at certain CCSD high schools to use the RTC transit system. Now, according to CCSD's transportation website, more than a dozen high schools are a part of the program, meaning students at these schools could be eligible. Eligibility is based on nearby transit routes, how close they are to a student's residence, and in certain areas where CCSD transportation is no longer available. Let's take a listen. Now, this announcement comes after the school district canceled all non-conference games for high school fall sports due to lack of transportation. It looks like someone is ready to speak.
We've had or experienced driver vacancies in the past. However, the pandemic has exacerbated that issue. This challenge is not unique to CCSD, as it is impacting districts and industries nationwide. With that, we would like to express a sincere appreciation to both our students and parents who have shown great patience during our first 2 months of operations of the school year, as we work to streamline our operations and reduce our delays. During that time, we have been working on multiple solutions to address the gap. We're here today to highlight one of those solutions. The RTC Ride On program is rooted in a pilot that was initially launched right here at Spring Valley. When we approached RTC, we were both pleased as well as thankful for their ability to step up to the plate as partners. With that, I would like to introduce our Executive Director of Transportation, Jennifer Vobis, to speak a bit about what this means for our students.
Good morning. My name is Jennifer Vobis. I'm the Executive Director of Clark County School District Transportation. We are excited to be working with RTC for another way to provide transportation services to our students as we continue exploring solutions to the nationwide bus driver shortage. Many of you have reported on the vacancies for bus drivers, and many of you have asked, what are we doing to address this matter? This is one of the many innovative solutions that we are happy to present to the community. The objective of the Ride On program is to provide safe and timely transportation services by integrating both the use of district transportation and the public transit system. While developing this plan, we looked at CCSD high schools with bus stops nearby and RTC routes running every 15 to 30 minutes in the area. Together, we are able to identify fit routes at 15 schools that are part of the Ride On launch. Not all students attending the identified schools are eligible for the Ride On program. There will be only some of the bus routes that will utilize RTC buses to get students to and from school. Again, these schools and routes have already been identified. Eligibility is based on the frequency of the nearby transit routes, the proximity to the student's residence. Approximately 4,000 students will be part of the Ride On program. Students who are eligible will be provided with monthly bus passes to access routes to and from school. We are hosting a number of virtual meetings this week to help parents and students prepare for the change and to explain how to use the RTC website and the app to identify their routes. Students at the identified schools will be eligible to begin using RTC services Monday, October 11th, as Principal Powell had said. Students will go to their nearest RTC stops and ride it to school. This is just one of several different ways we are working to address this matter. We continue to hire school bus drivers. We currently have approximately 240 open bus driver positions. If anyone is interested in becoming a bus driver, please visit the website at transportation.ccsd.net. We offer paid on-the-job training, and we have a one-stop shop that will provide applicants with all the information necessary to apply. We also offer flexible work hours. As CCSD continues to hire bus drivers, we will continue to work on innovative solutions to get our students to school. Once again, we are thankful to the RTC for being a great community partner and helping us to work to improve transportation for the students of the Clark County. I would now like to introduce RTC Southern Nevada Deputy CEO Francis Julian, who has been has been a bit more about this innovative partnership to provide students with transportation. Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer. My name is Francis Julian. I'm the Deputy CEO for the RTC. We're really proud to start this partnership with CCSD. These forms of transportation are current everywhere in our nation, and we've actually learned some valuable lessons from our peer transit agencies to be able to do this new pilot. As is what was discussed previously, we will be partnering at 15 high schools. And the partnership, what it does for students is really introducing students to transit. So not only will they be able to go to schools, but go to extracurricular activities and go to job sites after work. One thing to mention, at the RTC, we've invested heavily in the safety and security of our passengers. In the past couple of years, we've invested over $21 million in contracted services for security, as well as new technology. We have the law enforcement has capabilities to do live looking in our vehicles. Our vehicles are equipped with 12 cameras inside each vehicle. We have apps that are in real time called Transit Watch, where riders can actually alert of any suspicious activities inside the bus. As from a pandemic standpoint, our cleaning protocols were greatly improved since the start of the pandemic. We now have ion cleaners who kills germs and viruses inside the vehicle to keep the air safe and breathable. So with that, I think we're ready for questions. Thank you.
Julie, do you have a question?
I was wondering if students are going to be riding the bus with members of the general public.
Yes, they will.
I was going to say, is this going to help with student athletes being able to get to and from games at all with this program?
Yeah, absolutely. So instead of having a bell time at the end of the school, they'll be able to stay to practice and then go back home at their desired time with the schedule of the bus. At the RTC, we have multiple apps for students. Either if they don't have smart technology or smartphones, they can actually use our transit guides to see all the schedules and the connection. If not, they can download our Ride RTC app, where there's a wayfinding for them to go from start to destination.
I believe you said 4,000 students will take part in this?
Yes.
Okay. Can you talk a little bit about the impact of how this will alleviate maybe some of the delays in other routes for students that are not in high school? Like, what's the impact for all the other?
So as I said, we have a vacancy of 240 drivers. What we will do, some of the, this will impact about 47 routes that we currently have. As you guys know, we have approximately the need for 1,570 routes. This will impact about 47 of them. A lot of those routes are open, so it will help with getting students to school because the bus is late because there's not a driver on the bus. But the drivers that, or the buses that have drivers, we are reallocating those services to other schools. So this will help.
I also wanted to ask Jennifer if, I know you're discussing ways to address the bus shortage with RTC now. Is bus driver pay something that's being addressed as well, so you can kind of attract more people to the area?
We are looking at many innovative solutions. We are looking at many things. So nothing's off the table right now, but you know, pay is always something that drivers talk about. But if drivers are interested, we need drivers. This is a perfect position for people who are retired, for stay-at-home moms who want to go back to work and are on the same schedule, want to be on the same schedule as their students. It's a 9-month position. They have summers off, they have holidays off, they have weekends. You get to drive around in your own office. You're the first person that the student sees in the morning, and the last when they get to school, and the last one they see before they get off the bus. So it's a great job.
And I wanted to also add on to that, if a bus driver happens to come from a different area that may have a little bit more experience, so they start off at the same pay rate as someone that may be new to being a bus driver?
So they would have to contact HR and talk through those. I don't want to speak to that because I'm not sure.
We can help you with that, Kyle. Thank you.
And obviously safety comes top of mind when we're sending high school kids on public buses. They're going to be with members of the public. Detail the steps to say if the student finds himself in a situation where they might feel uncomfortable or someone might be threatening them or anything like that? Can you outline the steps of what steps are taken to ensure they're safe?
So that is the great thing, and I'll let Francis talk about that a little bit, but just real quickly, they do have, like Francis said, they have 12 cameras on every bus. There's Transit Watch on the app. Their drivers are trained, so there is systems in place to address that.
Yes, thank you, Jennifer. And to add on, all RTC buses are deemed safe place, so the drivers had training in safe place. Safe place is a training for youth in trouble. So obviously, we have the app that's a live connection to our security contractors. There's the 12 cameras, but obviously the bus driver will always be their first point of contact.
So basically, the students can feel confident going to wherever they are.
Absolutely, just like any other passengers.
I had a question for you as well. You know, from school buses to RTC, obviously, school buses are a little bit more forgiving if a student's late. They'll kind of wait back. RTC buses, they have a tight schedule. What's their message to the students?
Same messaging as the rest of the general public. Be at your bus stop 4 to 5 minutes before the scheduled time, and obviously at the bus stop, be visible at the bus stop, not hiding behind a shelter. And just like the regular riding public, then they won't miss the bus.
Any plans to expand this beyond high schools or other high schools?
Thank you. And just to expand on that last point, we do provide additional flexibility with the RTC in that the stops are specifically identified with high frequency. So in the case of a normal school bus, if a student were to miss the bus, essentially they'd have to come up with their own form of transportation. Whereas with RTC, these buses are running every 15 to 20 minutes. So if they do miss a bus, they'll have an opportunity for the next one within a short period of time. As far as the potential of expanding right now, again, we are very grateful to RTC for their partnership, but they themselves are challenged too with the same shortage. So in terms of what we've been able to configure, it's based on their current configuration in terms of their current RTC lines. So we will evaluate and always look to see what's most beneficial to our students. But at this time, it's kind of utilizing the configuration that's currently in place. So thank you for that.
Any other questions? Are your RTC drivers prepared to take on the additional numbers of people that are going to be on there and the additional hours that are going to take?
Well, so it won't be any additional hours. These are buses that are already scheduled and on the schedule, so there's no difference. So part of the strategy to pick the schools is where areas where we have more capacity inside the vehicles. So that's why we work closely with CCSD. There's some schedules and some departure times per groups of students as well.
Is there any additional training or dialogue with the drivers to work with the students, because it's a different age bracket than what they might be used to, and a different...
Yeah, what's important to note here, this is actually not new in the Valley. We, in our system at the RTC, we have multitude of students. Some that don't have access to school bus because they live too close, some that want to go to extracurricular activities. So in front of a school like this one, it's not uncommon to see 20 or 25 students board the bus as it is right now. So bus drivers are used to having students on board.
Appreciate it, folks. Thank you so much. If you are interested in talking to a student, let me know. I'm happy to...
That was the Clark County School District and Regional Transportation Commission officials announcing a new partnership to help provide transportation services for selected high schools. They have explained a number of things, including safety, cleanliness, when bus times will run, and exactly what schools and how many students will be impacted. We will have more for you on this developing story online at lvrj.com, and we will have an update for you of all of today's events at 7 p.m. Remember, you can also download our free RJ mobile app to get breaking news alerts like this sent straight to your phone. And as always, you can find us on Roku, Apple TV, YouTube, and all of your favorite digital platforms. I'm Renee Simmerauer. Thank you for watching.
You've been watching breaking news from the Las Vegas Review-Journal, sponsored by Michael Gaughan's South Point Hotel, Casino, and Spa.